Hi there, this is James from OCR-racer.com. In this video we're going to talk about why using old trainers is not always the best thing for doing an OCR race. So when you sign up for your first Tough Mudder, obstacle course race, whatever it is, people recommend use old shoes. Economically that makes sense. So for instance, you might not want to spend a lot of money, but ultimately you'll find if you just use any old pair of trainers, you'll get stuck in the mud. Let me explain. So this was the very first pair of trainers I used for a Tough Mudder. These are Skechers. The reason I went for these is because when I was running on the road, they were really comfy. I wasn't getting as lot of impact on my knees and my joints, so I thought these would be good because I wouldn't have as much problems running. But what I found was, when you go on off-road terrain, there's lots of mud, you're going through slippery, sticky, wet mud. With this sort of tread, you're going to slide. You can probably see in here that there is stones getting stuck in there. And I guarantee you, within the first obstacle, I had to pull these pairs of trainers out the mud. They were that bad in terms of getting stuck. So, what is the best thing to do? First of all, you need to invest in trail shoes. Granted, these might be expensive, but if you want to enjoy OCR racing, obstacle course racing, you need trail shoes. Now these are Brooks Cascada 14. I have wide feet. Now at the time when I was actually going through these, I needed to find something that I was going to be comfortable with. I'm not dissing any other brands. I've tried lots of different shoes, but for me, I just found that these fit my feet the best. Over time, there might be more options, but there are some amazing shoes for people that are more fortunate with normal sized feet and not as wide. I mean, Asics do some amazing brands of trail shoes. Innovates do some spectacular shoes as well. And also there's other brands as well, like Hoka. There's On Running as well, On Running I should say as well. So there are some amazing brands out there. Now, one thing that I strongly recommend is getting a gait analysis done. Now, a gait analysis is a way of seeing how your feet react to the ground when they hit the floor. So gait is spelled G-A-I-T, and I'll show you an example why it's beneficial to get a gait analysis. I'm going to use a car tyre here. Now, when you go and get your car tyres checked, they'll do something called alignment on them to make sure that the tyres are wearing evenly. Now, when they wear evenly, you get more tread out of them. Now, sometimes you find that the tyres, I'm going to go zoom in a bit more, you'll see on this side that the tyre is bald. There's no tread there. And you can see here that the tread line here is pretty much there. So that's the legal limit. So that's pretty much a legal tyre because it's worn on one side. This side has got lots of tread. So what's happening, obviously when the car is moving, these tyres are out of alignment and it's causing this friction to use as much as the tyre up as possible. That happens with our feet as well. Now, I'll give you another example. These are just normal shoes that I've worn for work. You can see that they're wearing at one side. That is because when my feet hit the ground, they rotate and roll a bit, and that's what's causing that wear. And that's something that I don't think I can do about. However, what I can do in terms of movement of feet is get shoes that have the correct support. Now these are the first road shoes that I went and got gait analysis from. These are Asics shoes. I think they are Gel Foundation 13, but they have more support on the side. So if you're serious about running, you definitely want to go and get a gait analysis. It'll save you a lot of time, it'll save you a lot of money, and you'll have expert advice on what shoes to wear. Now what you do is when you go to a running shop, they'll have a treadmill there and they will watch you how you run. Most of the time they'll have a camera at the end of the treadmill so you can actually watch back and see how your feet move. I'm sure over time if I speak to a running shop, they'll be happy to do a video like this and explain it in more detail. But the benefits of having that is A, you'll save a lot of money. For the prime example of showing with the car tyre, when you get a new tyre and it wears like this, most often you have to get either both the front and the back done, These might be ranging from 100 to 200, 300 pound each a tyre. You imagine that, cost of that. So it makes sense to go and get shoes that fit your feet properly. They might cost more than going to a normal shop, but at least you're getting the right advice and you're getting more wear out of them. So that is the benefits of having a gait analysis. And ultimately, if you're on your feet a long time, you are going to be moving a lot and there's going to be impact. So it is best to get the right shoes to support your running, because ultimately you're saving pressure on your joints. And if you do have any injuries or anything, I'm no expert on that, but it just makes economic sense. If you spend money on shoes, you're saving money in other areas as well. So it makes sense to get a gait analysis and make sure you get the right shoes. And ultimately, if you are doing your first mud run, get some trail shoes. These are going to make it more enjoyable. I'll tell you one thing, when I was on my first pair of shoes, I was sliding around like on a skating rink or a car in rear wheel drive, and it wasn't fun. So it's worth just getting the right shoes for the job. This is James, hope it's been useful. If you like this video, subscribe. There'll be more useful stuff coming up over the next coming weeks and months, and I hope you have a great day.